All right, so today we're going to do something interesting. We're going to take a close look at a brand new company called Nalah Delta. Specifically, we're deconstructing how they're planning to tackle the whole complex world of moving to Canada, looking ahead to 2026.
So, is moving to a new country actually getting harder? I mean, it's a question a lot of us are thinking about, right? And this feeling, this uncertainty, that's exactly where Nalah Delta kicks off their entire conversation. It's a really smart hook because it taps into a fear that's, very real and super widespread.
Okay, so first up, they hit you with a reality check. They're not trying to sugarcoat anything here. They start right off the bat by saying, look, the world out there, it's just a different place now.
And get this isn't us summarizing. This is a direct quote from their own stuff. They're literally meeting people right where their biggest fears are. When they say this out loud, they're basically signaling, hey, we get it. We're seeing the exact same scary headlines that you are.
And right there, that's the core problem they're pointing to. It's not that moving is impossible, not at all. It's that the stakes are just so much higher now. That old approach of, I'll just figure it out when I get there. Yeah, they're saying that's not just a bad idea anymore, it's actually risky. They're framing being unprepared as something genuinely dangerous.
But then, just as they build up all that tension, bam, they pivot. And this is their big promise. The message isn't give up, don't move. It's don't even think about moving without a real plan. And that right there creates this huge sense of hope. And it perfectly positions them as the people with that plan.
So, that leads us right to their solution. Let's dig into how Nalah Delta actually presents itself as the answer to all those challenges they just outlined.
And look, they don't just tell you they're the answer, they show you. Right from day one, their branding is on point. I mean, look at their website, these office mock-ups, their social media. It's also clean, professional, totally consistent. This screams we are not a small-time operation. It's a visual strategy that's all about building your trust before you've even picked up the phone. Okay, so here's their official definition of who they are. The keywords you gotta catch are full cycle support system. That tells you everything. This isn't just another visa stamping service. No way. They're setting themselves up to be your partner for the entire ride, from that first spark of an idea all the way to getting settled in for the long haul.
And this quote, man, this just perfectly sums up their whole philosophy. Think about it. So many other services, their job is done once you get the visa and you're on the plane. But for Nalah Delta, their whole business model is built on the idea that the moment you land, well, that's just the starting line. It's not the finish line.
Okay, now this is where their strategy gets really, really interesting. And honestly, it's pretty clever. Instead of going for the obvious places everyone talks about, Toronto, Vancouver, they've gone and carved out a super specific niche for themselves.
Their whole game is the Canadian Prairies. We're talking Alberta, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. By zeroing in on a region that, let's be honest, most people overlook, they instantly become the experts. They're the ones with the inside scoop.
So you're probably asking, why the prairies? Well, here's their case. They're not just selling you some vague dream of a new life. No, this is all about the facts. They're pointing to strong job demand, more straightforward immigration paths, and, this is the kicker, a really high quality of life that costs way less.
And here's the number that'll make your jaw drop. 40%. Just let that sink in. They're highlighting that rent and buying a place can be up to 40% cheaper. That's an incredibly powerful way to hammer home the point about affordability. We're not talking about saving a little bit of cash here and there. That's a genuinely life-changing difference.
Okay, so we've heard about this full cycle approach, but what does that actually mean? What does it look like when you're using their services?
Well, they break it all down into these 5 clear steps. And here's what you need to notice. The whole immigration and visa part, that's just step 2. It's only one piece of the puzzle. They're also helping with career advice, finding a place to live, getting your bank account set up, all the way to support that helps you actually integrate into the community. It's a complete ecosystem.
All right, the last piece of their launch strategy is super interesting. It's not actually about their services at all. It's about building a community. And that is a very modern and very effective way to do business.
So right from the get-go, they've announced they're doing a bunch of free live sessions. This is smart for 2 reasons. First, they're giving away real value right away, no strings attached. And second, it immediately sets them up as authorities. They're giving you real insights and honest answers, not just a canned sales pitch. And here's another cool thing they're doing. They've come right out and said they have a system that rewards you for engaging with them. So if you follow them, if you participate in the conversation, you get access to exclusive info and early opportunities that other people just won't get.
It's a clever little incentive to build a really active and loyal community right from the start.
And of course, they make it super easy to find them. They've got one clear social media handle at Nalah Delta everywhere, plus their website. It's a simple, direct call to action for anyone who's heard all this and is thinking, I want to know more.
All right, so let's tie this all together. What's the big idea, the core philosophy that holds this whole strategy together? Well, it all comes down to their tagline, go forward.
And this slide really lays it all out. It's all about the contrast. They paint this picture of the old way. It's chaotic, it's just guesswork, it's confusing. And then they present their strategic way as the complete antidote to all of that. It's about preparation, clarity, structure. It's a really, really compelling argument when you see it side by side like this.
And it all boils down to that simple, powerful tagline, Nalah Delta, go forward. It just implies everything they stand for. Progress, smart choices, and having a clear path ahead. It's exactly what their entire brand is promising you.
Which kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world that feels more and more uncertain, more complex every day, Nalah Delta is basically making a big bet. They're betting that having a focused, smart strategy isn't just a nice to have anymore, it's the only way to actually move forward. Makes you think, doesn't it?